How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm actually going to be wrinkle painting my valve cover, and I took off I have a short rim intake on the Honda too. I'm doing all this on the Honda today, obviously. So the 350 is still out of commission. I'm probably going to get that fixed, hopefully by the end of this year. So within the next 35 days, I'm hoping. But today I'm focusing on the Honda, which is outside. Gonna be painting this. This is actually the older one. This is the first time I ever wrinkle painted anything, which actually, for my first time, it came out pretty good. It's even, the wrinkles are even all the way throughout. Obviously it's dirty right now. I don't use it anymore. I had to go to a junkyard and go get another one because this one broke. I even went and painted the Honda sign, the sapphire blue, to match the car, but I don't use it anymore. It's right there. See that right there? It broke there and broke there. This is actually, for you Honda guys that have a K24, these valve covers are very delicate. I did that with a screwdriver, just trying to get those bushings, or no, I mean not bushings, those I don't know what the hell they're called, those O-ring looking things out of there, those seals. I tried to get those seals out with a screwdriver and it ended up breaking. Now normally I would do all my painting and stuff in this room on this table, but as you can see, it's halfway occupied with 350Z parts, and at the same time, where's my thermometer? If you look there, it's 52 degrees in here. Okay, so that's not gonna work because the paint needs to be at least 60 Fahrenheit. So it took me like 10 minutes too. I had all this extra wood from building those stairs over there. So I built this. I'm gonna end up painting on that. All right, so here's the newer valve cover. You can tell it used to be that silver gray that they all come in. The paint here, I don't know why. I feel like somebody already tried to take the paint off this at one point because it's not here, it's not on the top side over here. There's parts of it missing off the side here, but there still is portions of paint here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover this with a paint stripper. Put this over here, like that. In the meantime, I'll be doing this. I'm just gonna clean this off. I took off the, there's a plate on here, the engine tune technology plate, which is metal, so I'm gonna reuse that. But I also noticed this. I don't know what this is. I think it might be like a little metal plate. I could not get this off. I thought it was a sticker, but now I don't. So perfectly, when I'm putting everything back on, this goes right over that. So I'm just gonna cover that up like that. That way I don't have these lines in the middle of all the paint. All right, so the paint stripper that I'm using, Clean Strip, I got this from Home Depot. I actually, the first time I ever tried to strip something, I used the airplane paint remover. I forget what it's called. That did not work well at all. And I actually found that this stuff, which is like $6 a can, works a ton better. So I pretty much just cover the hell out of that. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and Windex this down. Oh, that's broken. All right, so I actually just MacGyvered this up. Just this little tiny hole thing. These are for like the edges around that fence when I built that fence. Stuck it here with some screws, this L bracket, and this way allows me to put this on and hang it there so I can get maximum coverage without having to touch it a lot and keep moving it. So I don't have to flip it over. I can hit everything and then wait for it to dry. All right, so I went ahead and masked off all the parts where the hoses go back together. That way it's a nice clean surface and the wrinkle paint isn't in there. The best way that I found to do this when hitting it with the wrinkle paint is to go horizontally, vertically, and then this way. I forget what that word is called, but like crossway, okay, as if you're making an X. All right, and I'm gonna do that all the way around, and then I'm gonna hit it with the heat. And at the same time, I'm putting it on real thick. All right, so once you have it on, and while it's still wet, I'm gonna take my heat gun, turn it on high, and hit it until it starts to wrinkle. side's done. I've heard that if you go ahead and keep the heat on there for a little bit, it'll actually make all these wrinkles tighter, but I like it just the way it is. All right, so as you can see here, after the paint stripper, it did take off most of the paint, but there's still some spots left, like in some nooks and crannies and stuff. So I'm gonna use these grinding tools, my drill, and take those out. It took a little bit longer than I had originally intended, but all the paint's gone now for the most part. I'm gonna leave, there's still, this is all just like stuff that I had scraped away. I gotta go wash this off. But in here, all these nooks and crannies, that really doesn't bother me because the cover goes on top of that, and I wasn't planning on painting in there anyway. So I was gonna be taping it off from here, all the way over here, the dipstick, these individual holes for the valve cover, all that stuff. Just finished washing that off. It's gonna sit there and dry, and then I'm gonna end up spraying that. In the meantime, I went and took all the tape off of this, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back in the car. And then I guess hopefully that'll be done, and I'll get started on that. All right, guys, so got that back in. Already looks 1,000 times better. I'm gonna go ahead and spray paint this now. I already went and taped off all the stuff that I don't want painted. It's bare metal now, and this is the easy part. All right, so just got done spraying it. You can see how glassy and mirrory it is. You can still see my hand in there. Actually looks kind of nice, just like this. It's gloss black. And again, once I apply the heat, it'll turn this matte color and get all wrinkled up. Alright, so this is all done now. Another cool thing, obviously besides watching it dry and watching it change and all that, is it looks like it has the texture of sandpaper, but it's still very soft. It's really soft. It definitely throws you off. If you go to grab at it, you're like, oh man, yeah, it's gonna have some grip to it. No, it's very soft. Nice and smooth. I've let this sit for a few hours. Now, normally if this were going onto something that I would be touching a lot, I'd let it cure for a few days. But after a few hours, it's going to be good enough for me to go ahead and put it back in the car because it's never going to be touched again. All right, guys. So that's it. All nice and beautiful. Now, like I said, if I were planning on using the wrinkle paint, okay, on something that I would have my hands on constantly or would have taken a long time to install, I would have let it cure longer. I only let this sit for about 2.5 to 3 hours after I was done, hitting it with the heat gun and all. But yeah, so as I gotta go around this hose. There's other hoses on this side, stuff like that. This hose gets in the way. It's not the easiest thing to put back in. It's not like just plop it back on top. There's actually like this. It's not a lot of flexibility in that, even after you undo the screw that's holding it to the top. So I did still have to, touch it a lot and do a lot of things with it. But as you can see, there's no fingerprints, no hand marks on it or anything. This is only after about 2.5 to 3 hours. That down there should be good. Let me see if that'll go away. Yep, went away. So, yeah. I went and scraped off the wrinkle paint on the Honda side because I'm gonna end up going and I'm gonna go buy some orange paint and paint that on its own orange, just like I did with the other one, how it was blue to match the color of the car. I'm gonna do that one orange to match the cover there. I had to find some nuts for these screws so I can keep that on there. But yeah, oh yeah, and this. I still gotta put that sticker on right there, but other than that, that came out okay. Not as well as that though, but I'm pretty sure that's because like it was like some type of like stainless steel, or I don't know what the hell it was. It was ruined because I accidentally got purple power on it and I let it sit for too long. But it looks better like that. But that actually looks good. That looks perfect. Completely happy with that. And then for those of you who joined because of the 350Z, I will have this car on the road come the end of this year. Hopefully sooner, but that's just like the last, like as far back as I could possibly think that it could possibly take me. I'm really hoping that it's not gonna take me that long, but at the same time, I have to wait for stuff to come. The valve came in. I'm not replacing all the valves. I'm just gonna replace the one that's broken for right now. That way I can actually put it back on the road. And then further down in the future, if I choose to keep doing stuff with this car or just keep it stock, then of course I'm gonna be changing out the rest of them, going with something else. Because this isn't something that happens to me very often. I don't have the spring compressor tool, so I've got that on its way here. I have no idea what any of the torque specs are for any of this stuff, so I've got a Haynes manual on its way. I've got the whole entire, because there's a lot of shit that comes off this car. The whole top end is over in the garage right next to the 350, but all those gaskets, they all have to be replaced. For you 350 guys, maybe you guys can help me out, because I didn't realize it when I was taking it off. But this right here is part of the exhaust cam gear. There's these little, here, let me pull one out for you. These little tiny splines in here. And I have no idea how in the hell to put this back together. So it's kind of just been sitting there because I have no idea what to do with it. So if any of you know anything about that, please leave a comment below, because I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet. I'm praying that maybe in the Haynes manual that I ordered, that something will be coming that'll pertain to that, so I'll be able to, you know, put it back together. I have all the splines and all the and all the stuff, but I don't know anything about it. So yeah, like I said, any of you guys that have a 350Z or know anyone that's accidentally done that and know how to put it back together, I can't find anything at all online. So please leave a comment below. I will get back to you. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you learned something, if you found it helpful in any way, shape, or form, please leave a like, subscribe if you'd like. Oh yeah, one more thing. I've got a wrap coming for the Honda, hopefully within the next 2 weeks. I've got the wrap on its way here, and of course I'm doing that all on my own. I'm not sending it anywhere to do that. So that'll be a learning experience. I still have to do the rear fender flares. I don't know if you guys can see. So I've got the fronts on. I still need to do the ones in the rear. It's not that I don't have the time to do the rears, but it's so much work. And then at the end, like I don't know what I'm gonna do to close up that gap, because I have to cut out the quarters. My 9 to 5, I'm a CR reporter or writer, I guess you would say. So that's what we do. So me knowing about cars and how they work frame-wise, I know if I cut out the quarters, it'd pretty much just be worth scrap metal after that. It would cost times more than what the car is actually worth to have it repaired correctly. There's just certain things I feel like I'm getting to on the car where like there's no turning back and it's stuck like that. I keep justifying it because I have a garage and I can just throw it in the garage. So it's not gonna be sitting in the rain, it's not gonna, like it's gonna be sitting in the snow or anything, but at the same time, I've got the Z here and that takes up space. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But yeah, if you guys have any idea what I'm talking about with that cam gear for the 350Z, please leave a comment below. I'd really appreciate it. So thanks for watching and have a good one.